Bait. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Given some of the childish stunts, and that is perhaps the most underplayed way of referring to it of Rahul Gandhi, given the childish, immature, sometimes malicious, unthinking, unpredictable, irrational, duplicitous stunts of Rahul Gandhi of late, especially in this session of Parliament and in the build-up to that. Some people believe that the notice by a BJP member of Parliament for a substantive motion against Rahul Gandhi, which has been given by BJP MP Nishikant Dubey, is a good thing. I'm not giving my view on that, but it can theoretically lead to Rahul Gandhi's expulsion from Parliament by a majority vote. What does Nishikant Dubey want? He wants an inquiry by a parliamentary panel into Rahul Gandhi's quote-unquote continual misdeeds for destabilizing the country. And he says, given all of this, that he is trying to create a thuggery gang to destabilize India. He should be expelled from elections for the rest of his life. In his notice, Dubey has accused Rahul Gandhi of being a major constituent in the thuggery gang to destabilize India from within. And he has said that this book-related claim that was made by Gandhi with an quote-unquote ulterior motive, he's referring to the Naravane controversy, ulterior motive to defame the Indian army vis-a-vis the Ministry of Defense, along with shamefully involving the Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, more importantly, and now we are going into detail, Nishikant Dubey, the Member of Parliament, mentions in the notice, and he's going to have to prove this, so this is getting extremely serious about Rahul Gandhi, that Rahul Gandhi has engaged with the Soros Foundation, 1, the Ford Foundation, 2, and USAID, 3, and that he has traveled to countries such as Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and the United States of America to engage in anti-India activities. All of this getting extremely serious. He says that Rahul Gandhi, with the help of foreign organizations, has, quote, very cleverly been to capture the most pious dais of Parliament to foment public sentiments, levelling unsubstantiated allegations, not only against the Election Commission, but against the Honorable Supreme Court, lowering the dignity of government, so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, is this allowed? Technically, it is allowed under Parliamentary Procedure Chapter 27, General Rules of Procedure number 342. Rahul Gandhi may not know such things, which allows such a procedure to disqualify a member of Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, technically Rahul Gandhi faces a real threat of expulsion because NDA has the edge on numbers. Now, I am not saying that pass a motion against Rahul Gandhi or expel him. But one thing is clear. The BJP is getting a little fed up and the government is getting a little fed up of some activities of Rahul Gandhi. There is a view again that some BJP leaders that they may have, I suspect that he is in a way their biggest asset. That considering that he's a liability to his own party and its growth, therefore having Rahul Gandhi in place is good for them. But regardless of the politics behind this, which I am not concerned about, I am concerned about whether Rahul Gandhi is against the nation. I am deeply concerned whether we have a leader of the opposition who is against India and against the nation. And I think it is high time, not just to check whether he has these foreign links, but to also ask very deeply whether we can have a leader of the opposition who believes that India is not a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to play you a clip. My problem here is, people say, do you have an issue with Rahul Gandhi? Why should I? He couldn't face me when I met him in an interview. He was clearly either underprepared or unable to speak equally to me. But the issue is this. When he says India is not a nation, I have a problem, and I'm absolutely sure you have a problem. Listen to this clip. Remember, this is not fiction. I'm not making it up. These are the spoken words of Rahul Gandhi. I'll play only 2 sound bites. Here's the first one.
India is not described as a nation. In our constitution, the line is, India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. India is not described as a nation. In our constitution, the line is, India, that is Bharat, is a union of states.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this further. He says, India, according to Rahul Gandhi, is not a nation. It is a union of states. Further, on another occasion, he says India is a constant negotiation between states. When you say we are not a nation and you follow up by saying that we are a constant negotiation, you are basically directly undermining the sovereignty of India, the borders of India, the territorial boundaries of India, and the idea of India as a nation. Now, can you have a leader of the opposition who believes it's a negotiation between states? Ladies and gentlemen, is it? If you're watching this program, you could be watching it, for example, in Assam, in Karnataka, in Sikkim, or in Rajasthan. Do you believe that the people of Rajasthan are constantly negotiating with the people of Assam? The people of Assam are constantly negotiating with the people of Sikkim. The people of Sikkim are constantly negotiating with the people of Delhi or Madhya Pradesh on whether we should be part of the Indian Union. That is a crazy idea, but more than crazy, it would be crazy if anybody says it. But when a presently leader of the opposition says it, it becomes an extremely destructive idea. The idea is these ideas are not fissile. These ideas are aimed at disintegrating the country from within. I, therefore, do not find it amusing anymore. You can say the constant attempt by Rahul Gandhi to say that, you know, we are like the United States, we are like the European Union, we are not a nation. I think these are matters of concern. If you say that India is a multiplicity of ideas, but we are not a nation. Look at this soundbite. He'll say we are a multiplicity of ideas, almost making India into an abstract thought, but not a political nation. We have to accept we are a nation. Look at this abstract formulation, for example.
The RSS believes that India is one idea. And we believe that India is a multiplicity of ideas, very much like the United States.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, why would you say we are like the United States? Would anybody in the United States say that the United States of America is not a nation? What would be the cost of saying in the US that we are not a nation? Rahul Gandhi thinks this is going to work in the US. It won't. When he says we are like the European Union, he basically is trying to say that there are some things that may loosely bind us together. But just like Germany and Italy are separate nations, he's trying to create some kind of subnationalism. And he believes that creating subnationalism creates anarchy, some level of fissile anarchy in the country, and within that anarchic process will be his political relevance. It is unfortunate that we have a leader today who has not been able to accept that India is a unified nation. Ladies and gentlemen, these issues are what Parliament must debate. And Rahul Gandhi cannot answer in some form of an abstraction. It is a problem I have when he says he tries to divide the army on caste lines. When he says ek garib ka beta hoga army jawan, ek dalit ka beta hoga, ek adivasi ka beta hoga, ek pichro ka, ek garib caste, general caste. He's trying to divide the Indian army on caste lines. The moment I heard that, I said this gentleman is working with a very dangerous agenda. Imagine, viewers, and not imagine, accept the reality that Rahul Gandhi says India is not a nation. And Rahul Gandhi has tried to break up the country on caste lines. And Rahul Gandhi has signed a secret agreement with the Chinese Communist Party, which is essentially the Chinese establishment. Just 3 points. Put these 3 points together and ask yourself, should there not be a substantial debate on Rahul Gandhi himself, what he stands for, if anything at all? And if he stands for nothing, is it possible that someone like him, a political lightweight, could be used by those who are against the nation. Think about it. Now let's debate.
Mr. Gandhi, privilege motion, privilege motion, privilege motion.
Is privilege that's the code word for today? Is that the word that you people have been given for today?
That was Rahul Gandhi's response when I told him there is a substantive motion filed against him by Nishikant Dubey. The BJP MP has raised very serious allegations seeking investigation against Mr. Gandhi.
देश को गुमराह कर रहे हैं, सेना के मनोबल को गिरा रहे हैं और जितनी विरोधी शक्तियां हैं उनके साथ मिलकर भारत को टुकड़े टुकड़े कर देना चाहते हैं। उसके लिए मैंने एक सब्सटेंटिव मोशन जो है माननीय स्पीकर साहब को मूव किया है कि इस पर चर्चा हो और राहुल गांधी की सदस्यता खत्म हो और वो चुनाव लड़ने के लिए जिंदगी भर के लिए डिबार्ड हो।
Talking about what till now Rahul Gandhi has raised in parliament from Naravne to Epstein files, the BJP feels that line has been crossed, this time not only by Congress party but LOP Rahul Gandhi as well.
You're not totally employed by the BJP, at least try and do a little bit of objective stuff. You know, it gets really shameful. It's too much. Don't you think?
The charges are very serious.
क्या करेंगे करने दीजिए राहुल जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता
Substantive motion भी ला रहे हैं.
What happens if substantive motion is allowed in the floor of the House and is approved for the discussion?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been building up and now it's blowing up. Gaurav Bhatia of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Abbas Haider of the Samajwadi Party, Siddharth Sharma of the Aam Aadmi Party, Pattabhi Ram Koma Reddy of the Telugu Desam Party, Ishkaran will join us, and Akhil Swami is pro-Congress. Thank you, gentlemen. Gaurav, will this make him a martyr? Why such a resolution? What is the need for it? Is it a Nishikant Dubey resolution or a BJP resolution?
So, Arnab, we have seen how the 54-year-old adolescent child is breaking all rules of the parliament. And you said, would this make him a martyr? For George Soros, for Ilhan Omar, and for others, he would be a jihadi. But a jihadi that is trying to explode inside the parliament of democracy, which every Indian reveres and respects. And I must say that it is our misfortune that we have a leader of opposition who is the weakest link, who plays in the hands of foreign powers that don't wish well for India. And very rightly pointed out by you, why is it that a book that has not been published, Rahul Gandhi wants to quote from it to give an upper hand to China? Why is it that he calls the elected Prime Minister of the country Surrender Modi? Why is it that the bravest army in the world, the Indian army, Rahul Gandhi says Chini Sena se pit gayi hai Bharat ki Sena, the Supreme Court reprimands him. And Arnab, the pattern of meeting the likes of Ilhan Omar, close aides of George Soros, all this shows a pattern, and the pattern is this, that this Italian duo of mother and son, they love power. Power is not poison for them. Power for them is an aphrodisiac. And that is why they want more of it. And if they don't get it, they are saying, I will explode. I might hurt the democracy. I might hurt the sentiments of every Indian. So what? I just want the chair. And he is not going to get it.
Earlier today, when I was meeting Hardeep Puri, I was beginning to talk to him. And in his introductory comments, Ishkaran, what he said to me, he said that, we have indulged him, but now I think we need to go all out. And I also got a feeling, and many people watching feel, that BJP considers Rahul Gandhi to be a long-term asset, because if he's there, Congress remains weak, and it's good for the Congress to have, for the BJP to have a weak Congress. But now things are changing. things are changing. This is a real motion, which means, Ishkaran, BJP has to prove Rahul Gandhi's Soros, anti-national, Ford Foundation and USAID links, which means somewhere documentation will have to come. Information which may have been with intelligence agencies only maybe will have to be brought out into the open. Links that an individual may have, information which may have been kept clandestine or behind the scenes may have to be revealed. So this is really getting serious. I don't think this is drama alone, what's building up, is it, Ishkaran? Can you unmute yourself, Ishkaran?
Arnab, it has gotten serious many times in the past also. So we'll have to wait and see what is the end result. Because there are so many corruption cases pending against them, which would be a way easier way of putting the law in motion. Because I do not know how far banning people from parliament or suppressing people will play. I do not know that. But corruption cases are clear and cut. They are documentary. They are evidence. They have zero sympathy, zero tolerance for anybody indulging in corruption. This is all speech issues, connection issues, and to prove it, then it will have to go to court. Whether they have the power to ban people like this, what will be the consequences for democracy? You know how it will all play out. So the simpler and much easier way is all those multitude of corruption cases, they should be in a time-bound manner be carried out to logical.
But that's with the court, no?
I believe would be a
but
better,
that's going to be with the
strategy.
court. That will take its own time.
No, but Arnab, that is the whole point. You have to be serious about pushing those cases. You have to go fast. This strategy, of course, Rahul Gandhi's comment on an unpublished book trying to bring disrepute to army, which has later on been disowned. His strategy of going outside India and speaking against India is not new. It's been going on for 11 years now. His strategy or his party members, Manishankar Iyer going to Pakistan, hatao, hame lao, it flows from the top. We still do not know, when you're talking about sovereignty of India, what is in the MOU with China. Don't we deserve to know that MOU? We do not know that. We do not know where he travels, when he travels, whom he meets, whom he does not meet. All that is in public domain for a very long time. The only question is what is the
point being, and I want to go back to Gaurav. Sorry, I'll give everybody their turn. I want to go. Gaurav, if he's a member of the Soros gang, if he's in touch with Ford Foundation, with USAID, with Ilhan Omar, if he is institutionally anti-India or has activities, I'm sure the government knows it. And if the government knows it, if the government is aware of it, then isn't it your responsibility to do something about it much earlier? Why would you live with it for so long? Why would you not have done something about it in all these years? Gaurav, this is one point I'm not getting. You have to explain this. Can you hear me, Gaurav?
Yes. I will. Yes, I will explain. Arnab, so when you say that have you done enough, I would say that you remember Zakir Naik, a person with ulterior motive, and 50 lakh donation was given to Rajiv Gandhi Foundation during the Congress era. Do you know, it was only after Narendra Modi ji became the Prime Minister of the country that action was taken against the Zakir Naik Foundation as well as the Congress party. Second, regarding George Soros, his foundation also, legal action has been taken. The funds can't be brought to India now. Earlier they were flowing in India because of the, brotherhood that Rahul Gandhi showed towards George Soros. And we all know how we are cracking down on funding that is flowing to some madrasas for illegal conversions and others. So action is being taken. The point is different. The point is, what is the moral responsibility, constitutional responsibility of the leader of opposition itself? And let me tell you, look at his behavior. 2013, he tears an ordinance which shows immaturity. Then 2018, he walks up to the chair of the Prime Minister and hugs the Prime Minister. Now, Prime Minister's position is gender neutral. Say if it was Indira Gandhi and the leader of opposition then would have walked up to Indira Gandhi and hugged her, what would the message be? I think this responsibility and the feeling has to come from within, where Rahul Gandhi fails. And this parliament has seen a new low from the leader of opposition and
No, there are two issues here. Let me separate the two, and I want to.
The PM's chair.
No, 1 minute, Gaurav. So the way I see it, there are two issues that are emerging.
Please allow me.
Allow me to intervene for a moment, please. And I want to go to the others. There are two issues that are emerging. One is that you have an individual incapable of serious, comprehensive discussion, a person who is a little bit of a child, lightweight in terms of intellectual ability, and therefore he resorts to drama. Naturally, if you are not competent, you don't have life experience, educational background, professional competence, and therefore you talk about what you know. People say, what was he talking about, this jujitsu yesterday? I said I gave it some deep thought. I think that is something, he knows. He knows jujitsu martial arts, so he goes back to what he knows, because he cannot have a serious discussion connecting the dots on the finance bill. So he talks about taekwondo. That's all right. That's not a crime. That is not a crime. But if you are doing things against the country, if you have links with Ilhan Omar, if you are bringing in caste in the context of the army, if you are trying to instigate or create anarchy, if your mother has served as the co-president of a forum connected to Soros, right? Then it is more serious than that. And we'll have to separate these two things, Akhil. Innocent, childish, immature behavior on the one side, from deep, concerning, potentially illegal activity on the other, which he's accused of in this substantive motion. You agree, Akhil? These are getting to be two separate issues.
Yes, Samvidhan.
Right?
Yes, Samvidhan. See, the basic point is I am not concerned, and I don't want to know either as to what the Godi media or the mainstream media thinks about Rahul Gandhi. But I know that the country is with Rahul Gandhi and is the only hope. Because we don't want a coward leader. I don't know who danced in Israel to please Donald Trump, who agreed not to buy oil from Russia. And Rahul Gandhi asked three very pertinent questions. Number one, why Anil Ambani
what is the
not
proof
in
of
jail?
what he is saying?
Why ask him to keep shut his mouth.
What nonsense?
Ask
you
him
want to speak on Rahul Gandhi, or you want to make these scurrilous remarks?
Ask him to keep his mouth shut.
Why are you calling Rahul Gandhi's mouth shit?
Ask him to keep his mouth
shut.
shut.
I object, Arnab. He's calling Rahul Gandhi's mouth shit.
Shut. When it is your turn,
he's calling Rahul Gandhi's mouth shit.
Arnab,
I object, even if I don't agree with him.
Please don't use the word.
Rahul Gandhi.
Don't use the four-letter word on my program, please. Thank you.
इन्हें चुप कराइए.
No, don't get over aggressive, Akhil. Please speak normally.
चुप कराइए तो आप भी तमीज से बात करिए. तमीज से बात करिए, समझे? तमीज से बात करिए.
Number one.
यहाँ पे आके आपकी बकवास सुनने नहीं आए हैं.
Why Hardeep Puri in 2014, after this government came in power, when he was not in civil services? Why
we are discussing the parliament.
Why
can you speak of the parliament?
Epstein,
do you even know the spelling of the parliament? Winking in the parliament, हवाई चुम्बन दे रहे थे राहुल गांधी, उस पर बात करने की हिम्मत नहीं है. महीने का 5,000 रुपए पा जाते राहुल गांधी से यहाँ पे आके बकवास करने के लिए.
Concerned who had relations with Epstein, who named
तस्वीर, ये है, ये मैच्योर लीडर है इनके, ये देखिए, क्या कर रहे हैं, आंख मार रहे हैं. अरे ये मस्करा कहाँ से ले आए भाई? ये है राहुल गांधी. पार्लियामेंट में is a leader supposed to wink in the parliament? Please tell me.
Rahul Gandhi
is he supposed to give a flying kiss?
Champion चाहिए. हमें डरपोक.
No, black belt होगी या yellow belt होगी या green belt होगी. अपने घर में रखे, पेड़ से बांध के बेल्ट से रख ले सोनिया गांधी. ब्लैक बेल्ट और येलो बेल्ट बता रहे हैं. ये जो विंकिंग चल रही है. Have you ever seen any other leader in the history of free India winking in the parliament? Have you ever seen any other leader in the history of free India actually blowing a flying kiss? And यहाँ पे आके टॉपिक पे बात नहीं करेंगे.
अरे राहुल गांधी शेर है. इंदिरा गांधी
नहीं,
का
महिलाओं से डर के भाग
राजीव गांधी का
गए।
बेटा
महिलाओं से डर के भागने की बात होती है। महिलाओं का कॉन्डक्ट ठीक होना चाहिए। Is a woman parliamentarian supposed to be in the seat and show the strength of her argument, or are they supposed to encircle the seat of the prime minister? ये and where was Priyanka Gandhi Vadra then? Priyanka Gandhi Vadra डरपोक है। Priyanka Gandhi Vadra तो नहीं आई।
Okay, here's a question which is now coming up. Here's a question that is coming up.
उसको आगे करो, इस्तेमाल करो, यही गांधी परिवार का जो है जुनून है।
Here's a question which is coming up, and can I just
अरे
Gaurav and Akhil, we must, if it is true that there are, I will not go back to 1960 or 1970. I would just like to ask here, I would just like to ask here whether it is an important matter.
रो के सोता है।
ट्रंप को खुश करने के लिए इजराइल में किसने डांस किया था भाटिया साहब?
खुद कुछ नहीं है, मान लिया। नहीं बोल पाए कि राजीव गांधी का बेटा है, इंदिरा गांधी का पोता है। मतलब राहुल गांधी की क्रेडिबिलिटी स्टैब्लिश करने के लिए इंदिरा गांधी तक जाना पड़ा। ये हालत है। इतना बड़ा जो है अपरिपक्व बालक है।
डांस किसने किया था इजराइल में? एक बात तो बता दीजिए।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी is the tallest leader. I don't have to go to the father of Narendra Modi ji to prove his credentials. I don't have to go to the grandfather of Narendra Modi ji, because Narendra Modi ji himself is epitome of leadership. आपको राहुल गांधी के credentials.
Now, thank you, Gaurav and Akhil. I need to come back. If you have forgotten, I'm anchoring the program. My question to both of you gentlemen is this. My question to both of you gentlemen is this, and allow me to come in, please. Thank you. See. Can we deny that George Soros sent a representative to support Rahul Gandhi during his Bharat Jodo Yatra? Mr. Komar Reddy, I am coming to the point here that the vice president of the Open Society Foundation was sent by George Soros. An Open Society Foundation is funded by whom? It is funded, Siddharth, by George Soros. And the vice president of the George Soros-funded Open Society Foundation was sent to support Rahul Gandhi and was physically seen with him during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Now, I am not saying that there is a funding which has happened out here, but I would certainly say that the Bharat Jodo Yatra cost the Congress party about 100, 200, 300, 400, God knows how much crore rupees. Now, the fact is, did a George Soros representative join Rahul Gandhi in this yatra? He did. Did George Soros in turn say, and please listen carefully, please, at the Munich Security Conference, that he will do everything possible to bring down the Modi government? He did. Did Sonia Gandhi also serve as co-president of the Forum of Democratic Leaders in Asia Pacific, an organization that was funded, quote-unquote, generous contributions from the Soros Foundation? So I have already established two direct links. Now, you have two choices, Siddharth. You can talk like Akhil, go the media, ye wo, do this YouTube-type conversation, or say that there is a substantial issue that, when raised in the public forum, needs an answer. Needs an answer, right? Now, it needs an answer, right? And Siddharth, I want you to respond to that. Akhil, kindly, if you can keep your lips sealed for 5 minutes, it will be very nice. Thank you, Akhil. Yeah, thank you. Siddharth.
Yeah, Arnab, does my time start now?
Yes, your time starts now.
Okay. I think the issue you have raised is a lot of gravitas. And that's why I was noting a few things down. You rightly said, Arnab, that it is beyond our remit right now to debar someone. It is Parliament's domain. But we can discuss it, and we can discuss it rightly so. You also caught it right that there seems to be a hidden ilu between BJP and Congress. That also seems very right. And your hat-trick ball that you bowled was that any wrongdoer in India is liable to be prosecuted. And that's the law in India. And funnily enough, anybody in India can also be arrested for 24 hours without a charge by any police. Both of us here are mutual proof of it. So is Arvind Kejriwal and Hemant Soren. All these people have been arrested, including me and yours truly. So if the BJP thinks that the leader of opposition is canoodling with foreign forces, then its police should land up at its own gate, called the Epstein gate, because its own minister has confessed to hobnobbing with American pedophile. Charity begins at home, doesn't it? The Sanatan civilizational viewer of Republic channel now has only one curiosity today. How come the morally righteous party like BJP has leaders who hobnob with pedophiles, and how come 56-inch Hindu Hriday Samrat appoints that person as his minister? And we are not yet going into the Honorable Prajwal Revannas and Brijbhushan Singhs here. The only $500 billion trade deal question here is Modi Sarkar under Epstein files pressure to sign the death warrant of agriculture by accepting US food, that to GM food. 95% of agricultural export from United States is GM food. And Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, the Honorable Sarsan Chalak of RSS, is on record saying that GM food should not be brought into India. Is Modi Sarkar being coerced via Epstein files to buy costly oil to kill the manufacturing sector in India? Because costly oil means high production costs. You go out of the competition instantly. From ceasefire to trade deal, is Trump dumping Epstein file threats on Modi Sarkar? Is it so? And because, funnily enough, it is now neutralizing our own crown sector, that is the services sector, by denying our professionals H-1B visas. 3 lakh H-1B visa holders were there in 2024, less than 50,000 this year. That means that there is a very big question here that if charity begins at home, if the leader of opposition is canoodling with foreign forces, then he should be forthwith arrested. And since charity begins at home,
I must come in now. Thank you. Siddharth, see, I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. I have to go to Patabi, but before that, I want to make a point here. And listen to me carefully. Since I have done the research and you have not, since I have read the emails and you have not, I shall now proceed to read the full unedited contents. Please watch carefully, viewers. What you're going to hear me read out, everyone on, is the full and unedited correspondence between Hardeep Singh Puri and Jeffrey Epstein. You have never heard this before. Hardeep Singh Puri writes to Jeffrey Epstein and CC's Reid Hoffman. I would like to read the copy of an email which says, "Greetings from a friend in New Delhi." The date of the email, please note, is 13th November 2014. Please note that the results of the Lok Sabha elections when Narendra Modi became Prime Minister were on 16th of May, if I'm not mistaken, or June 2014. He writes, and this is the crime, Jeff/Reid. Jeff, I briefed you on my discussion with Reid in Silicon Valley on 3rd October. Your reaction was that Reid should visit India sooner than later. Reid is the CEO and founder of LinkedIn. Back in India since mid-November, I am now convinced more than ever that India today represents a terrific opportunity for internet-based economic activity. The Japanese telecom and internet giant SoftBank, to mention just one example, announced recently it had laid out plans to invest US $10 billion in the Indian e-commerce space over the next 10 years. Snapdeal, an Indian entity in the first recipient of $600 million in funding. The market buzz is strengthened by the election of a new government with a strong mandate bent on reviving the Indian economy with a major focus on digital India. Jeff and Reid, with 200 million users, India is the world's fastest growing country for internet users. Newly elected Prime Minister Modi's focus to revive the Indian economy includes an audaciously ambitious plan to expand rural internet coverage to 250,000 villages by 2017 from the existing 130,000. I'm going on. Is there any crime you have found here?
May I answer to that?
Do you realize how stupid you have been in making these comments? A man is saying, Mr. Komareddy, you heard me?
You call me stupid.
Mr. Komareddy, you heard me? Your leader Chandrababu Naidu, your leader Chandrababu Naidu, 1 minute, what? Your leader Chandrababu Naidu has done the same thing with American investors and tried to bring them into Andhra Pradesh. Now he's panicking. Now, Patabi, he's panicked.
I would come to meet you. I is not a delegation. I is equal to BJP, the Neta. How come Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, the BJP, which
the content of the email which you have read clearly states
how come that
the Honorable Minister then was trying to bring in good investment into the country, which these people don't want.
America, in the New York City itself, there is something called as the Princeton University.
Please.
While
Siddharth, you understand and fully acknowledge the fact that my reading out of the email has put you in panic because the viewer of Republic is now beginning to realize that poor Hardeep Puri was only hard selling the India growth story.
Yes.
Patabi Komareddy should be given a chance to respond. You can kindly keep your iPad down and stop giving free advertising to Apple on my program. Advertising on Republic is very expensive. Apple can afford to buy advertising spots. Mr. Komareddy.
Arnab, you have completely demolished their argument. Please ask the gentleman to calm down, Arnab.
Shant.
He is panicking and he will panic because you have completely demolished their argument. Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri was trying to bring in some good investment to the country, trying to do some good.
From the interview.
And even that they can't digest. So their argument is completely demolished. Now coming back to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, today he was speaking about some code words. He was using this word, code word. And he was mentioning some terms. I would like to say the perfect code word for Mr. Rahul Gandhi is, one, is a traitor. The second perfect code word for Rahul Gandhi is a habitual liar. And the third perfect code word for Rahul Gandhi is a Chinese agent. So these are the code words which we have to use against this traitor, against this anti-national guy, against this person who always, demeans our country, never wants good for our country. So these are the code words that have to be used. Rahul Gandhi can't digest anything good for our country. He doesn't want our country to enter into a FTA with European Union. He doesn't want an FTA with UK. He doesn't want the US tariffs to come down. He doesn't want any good for our country. As you have rightly said, he is an anti-national. And I am saying this on national television or not. The Telugu Desam party will completely support any kind of action that the union government, in which we are also part, in which we are also a partner, initiates against this anti-national human being who would like to have such an anti-national in our parliament. This habitual liar who can't digest any good for our country, who makes these mysterious trips abroad, goes to Uzbekistan, who goes to Turkey, goes to Colombia, speaks all nonsense on all international platforms.
But 1 minute, if he is going to Uzbekistan, if as has been alleged by some people, and my point is, if, again I go back to that issue, I'd like Gaurav on the left and I'd like Abbas on the right. See, Abbas, my view is that if indeed Rahul Gandhi has met certain shadowy people, as some people have allegedly alleged, saying that he's met people from the US State Department, regime change officials, Samantha Powell, the kind of people who specialize in the American deep state. If these meetings have happened, I still believe it is the responsibility of the central government to make these documents public. See, Gaurav, this politics by innuendo should not happen on either side. If you have information regarding activities, then this can't be what you would call earlier, now central hall is not there, central hall gossip in parliament. It can't be gossip.
Well,
it has to come out in a more substantial way, because if there is a problem, we have a right to know. Abbas.
Well, Arnab. See, the thing is, this is just an intimidation from the Bharatiya Janata Party towards the opposition. They initially wanted to bring a privilege motion against Mr. Rahul Gandhi, but they couldn't get a privilege motion because Rahul Gandhi was not in any way, a privilege motion could be taken against him. And, so now they have nothing substantial against Mr. Gandhi, so they have bought up substantive motion. Now, it won't stand, of course, because, when they are talking about such wild allegation, there are competent authorities to report those allegations, which they are not doing because
which authorities? Which authorities are you speaking
of? There are FIU, there is SFIU, there is Directorate of Revenue. They could, report to those authorities. Parliament is not going to investigate on such wild allegation. Parliament can, investigate. Parliament can set up an inquiry on the parliamentary procedure. But let me tell you, Mr. Goswami, when we talk about privilege motion under Rule 222 of Lok Sabha, a privilege motion can be taken against a minister or even the Prime Minister when he or she may have lied on the floor of the House, which apparently the Prime Minister of our country has done. When he says that koi aaya nahi, koi ghusa nahi, when he says nobody entered our sovereign state, that that is the question. That is something which is in question, and a privilege motion can be brought against it. Unless and until under the rule 353 of the Lok Sabha, he changed his statement and expelled that. So that can be done, which any responsible minister or prime minister would do. But
let me say this, that this is not a privilege motion that has been brought by Nishikant Dubey. It is a substantive motion. A substantive motion is different from a privilege motion.
I know what the difference is. Kiran Rijiju has talked about privilege motion initially. But now a privilege, see, there are 4 ways when a privilege motion can be taken. One is if a member of parliament is being threatened or he is being, asked not to, be part of the
I repeat, this is not a privilege motion that Nishikant Dubey has brought in. It is a substantive motion.
But you know what Kiran Rijiju said yesterday? He was talking about privilege motion. Now they have come up with substantive motion. What is going to happen? Nothing more than what Rahul Gandhi may have said. If that is up to the chair, the chair may expunge his speech. That is what maximum they can do.
No, but are you in agreement? Are you? Let me ask you, Abbas.
No.
Before we go into the technicality, let me ask you, Abbas. Are you, as an Indian, and I ask this question to all, are you, as an Indian viewers, are we comfortable with Rahul Gandhi's detailed meetings with Ilhan Omar, prominent member of the Pakistan caucus, a leading member of the pro-jihadi group in the United States of America? Are we comfortable with Rahul Gandhi's detailed and secretive meetings with Ilhan Omar in the US?
Goswami,
please don't raise my name. I know my name. Can you just give me an answer?
You are referring to an intern where you have read out the mail of Jeffrey Epstein, where our cabinet minister is referring to him as my dear friend Jeff. Jeff, not just the first name, he's referring to him as Jeff. So this is, this is the camaraderie
suppose
between
I were to say today, suppose I were to say today,
if it would have been a
suppose I were to say today, my dear friend Abbas, and you commit a crime tomorrow, am I responsible for your crime?
Resigned from the government, who is referring to Jeffrey Epstein as his dear friend, and he's setting up a meeting with him. I don't want to know. Let's talk on
no, 1 minute. Is there a single, 1 minute, Abbas, is there a single, beyond that, since you made an allegation, you must follow it up, and I want Gaurav to come in with you, not me. Is there, allow me, please don't say no, I'm saying something.
My privilege is questioned.
I expect better than, I expect better than innuendo from you. Abbas, 1 minute, Abbas.
That is where my privilege is in question. My privilege is in question. 140 crore Indians' privilege is in question.
Don't be dramatic. Don't be dramatic.
No, that's not being dramatic.
You didn't answer my question on Ilhan Omar. Are you comfortable? And your attempt to avoid the Ilhan Omar question is laughable. Are you comfortable? Is Siddharth comfortable? Is Akhil comfortable? Are you comfortable with the detailed discussions between Rahul Gandhi and this shadowy pro-jihadi, pro-Pakistani person called Ilhan Omar in the United States of America? Are you comfortable with that? You can tell me, okay, we are fine with it. That's fine. Are you fine with it? I'm not.
Arnab, I'm also
not
are you
fine with it?
When you had an interview of Hardeep Singh Puri because you see Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson Dhanda's report as to you are referring only to one email. You are not referring to emails where he is participating, he is inviting him, he is coordinating with him, and as an individual capacity he is coordinating.
No,
You have also committed a crime by interviewing a person who is under lens, and you know that he had relations with Epstein.
I think, you have not been able to answer the question on Ilhan Omar. I've asked it 4 times.
I'm asking about Epstein.
4 times on Ilhan Omar. 4 times. I have a visual of
Epstein.
Rahul Gandhi's meeting with Ilhan Omar. Was there
Tomorrow
such a meeting?
Don't take interview on Anil Ambani.
Was there a meeting with Ilhan Omar? The picture is there.
Don't take tomorrow interview on Anil Ambani.
Is this picture an AI generated picture? Did Rahul Gandhi do
As
this
a friend,
meeting?
I can advise you, don't take interview on Anil Ambani.
I've not given you the privilege of calling me your friend, but my question is, Siddharth, are you comfortable with this Ilhan Omar meeting with Rahul Gandhi? Are you comfortable with what's going on?
No, absolutely not. As I am not
Thank you for
comfortable
saying
with
that.
anybody
AAP
doing
says
any
we are not
wrongdoing in
comfortable with
India.
Rahul Gandhi's meeting with Ilhan Omar. Thank you.
Absolutely, any wrongdoer in India
Well done.
has to be
Well done, well
prosecuted.
done, well
The
done.
funny part here is that,
Well, if
the funny
a
part here
Congress
is that
delegation,
BJP
US
is in
Congress
power since
delegation meeting a
2014.
foreign
Don't shout one at a time.
Let
Siddharth
such
and
a
Gaurav.
kind of a wrongdoer go scot-free. That goes on to show that there is an ill between BJP and Congress.
No,
The
this-
Sanskari BJP today is stuck in the immoral Epstein extreme quicksand. So much so that the Sanatan civilizational viewer of Republic Channel has
Arnab,
only
allow
one
me
viewer
now. I have to
today.
respond to 3
How
or 4
come-
speakers.
How come
It will
what
take some
advice
time,
was
please.
a Sanskari BJP neta seeking from pedophile Epstein? Perhaps how to coin a new slogan on Beti Bachao? What was the BJP neta briefing Epstein about? Was Epstein this BJP
Arnab,
neta?
allow me now. See, this is not
from
fair.
October 2014.
This is very unfair.
This is from October
I wish to
2014.
respond to all of them.
Siddharth, in your excitement, and I don't yet know, I don't yet know whether you're considering a move to the Congress.
Me means an individual.
1 minute. I'd like Gaurav to respond. He's heard you. I have limited time. I'm giving an opportunity to respond. I can, but I won't right now. I'll let Gaurav respond to you. Siddharth, thank you. Gaurav's turn.
Yes. Arnab, the sad part is I was listening to the Samajwadi Party spokesperson.
Yes.
He is
Abbas.
trying to hurl accusations at the Prime Minister, doesn't believe the Prime Minister of India. But I'm sure that they would believe the former General Naravane. General Naravane also said
Mr.
not
Navane's
an
statement
inch
not
of
refuted
Indian
by the
land.
Defense Ministry.
As
Mr. Navane neither has
Please,
refuted
please,
what was
ask him to be
claimed.
quiet.
That
Arnab, is this the way?
he stands as
I
in
would
our territory.
request you.
Samajwadi
Abbas,
Party
Abbas.
This is the way they debate.
Abbas, 1 minute.
You know,
Just
Gundo
one
ki
minute.
party,
One
Gundo ki
minute,
tarah debate.
One minute. If there is ever...
They
one
want
minute.
to speak.
Abbas, I'm letting Gaurav respond. This has been a great
No,
debate.
I will trust my
Abbas, I'm letting Gaurav respond. This has been a great debate. Let's do this. Gaurav.
Your own turn. Don't become a tutti cycle gawar pravakta.
Oh, come on.
डिफेमेशन कर रहे हैं वकील साहब नेशनल टेलीविजन
Gaurav and
आप कह दें क्या जनरल
प्लीज चुप कराइए अब भौके मत अखिलेश यादव का कुत्ता बन के मत आया करो यहाँ पे चलो चुप हो
Calm down.
चुप हो चलो
No kutta language here.
अखिलेश यादव का कुत्ता नहीं हो तुम चुप हो जाओ चुप बिल्कुल बकवास कर रहे हैं जबरदस्ती आके आप कूदने लगे जब आता आ जाता कुछ है नहीं पता है कि अभी हालत खराब हो गई पहला लाइन बोली तो हालत खराब हो गई टूटी साइकिल पे बैठो जाके इसीलिए तुम लोगों की इज्जत नहीं होती टोटियां चुराते हो सरकारी बंगले से टोटी चुराते हो इसीलिए इज्जत नहीं होती अच्छी डिबेट कोई करता नहीं है समाजवादी पार्टी के गुंडे कहीं घर पे नहीं जा सकते लोग कहते निकालो गुंडों को
Abbas, he heard you when you were speaking, but when he's speaking, you're coming in. How fair is that, Abbas? Abbas, he heard you when you were speaking. You should listen to him when he's speaking. Thank you so much. Gaurav, continue. Can we not?
गुंडे तो ये हैं क्या कर रहे हो
Keep that out of it. No, I'm on a very important debate. Thank you now, Abbas. I appreciate this fight, but now stop for a while. Thank you. Arey, calm down, yeah, calm down. Abbas, now I'm letting him respond to you, all right? I'm letting him respond. Hot debate, bubbling now, bubbling. Thank you, Abbas. Nice, Abbas. Thank you very much. Thank you. Gaurav, complete your point.
He said not an inch of Indian soil has been lost. Second, if they feel the Prime Minister misled the House, where is the privilege motion? Why didn't you bring a privilege motion? You want to come on TV debates? प्लीज शांत कराइए कुत्ते को, कुत्ते को शांत कराइए अखिलेश यादव के, बकवास कर रहे हैं, फिर गंदगी बचा रहे हैं।
तो कुत्ता तो बड़ा सम्मानित होता है।
अरे तमीज नहीं है तो जाओ गली नुक्कड़ में बहस करो।
कुत्ता भी नहीं है, अरे गली नुक्कड़ वाले तो
नहीं वफादार होना चाहिए, तुम तो वफादार नहीं हो ना, ये दिक्कत है। पट्टा पहनो अखिलेश यादव को और करो। अर्नब, आई एम सॉरी, आई कैन नॉट।
Now this is not necessary, Abbas. I told you.
I want to make my point.
I told you a minute back, Abbas, that I request you to, because it's an important debate. Please, Abbas, cooperate with me. Thank you. It's all right. So this should not happen. I'll cut it off later. Calm down, gentlemen. Thank you. Gaurav, continue. Okay, now, Abbas, I want to go to the substantive issue.
Barging in, that should happen. When he's being uncivilized and uncouth, that should happen. When he's being uncivilized, that should happen. He has some special...
The word kutta is inappropriate. I'm saying it again. All right? Now, thank you.
Special privilege leke aaye.
He should have,
yeah, so I will not have that word right now. I'm going to expunge it later. Thank you. Please continue.
Shut up.
This is what the gunda karte ho, Bharatiya Janata Party. Even
when you speak in between, you will get a...
Abbas, do not do this. Both of you. Gaurav also, please. Gaurav and Abbas, you both need to calm down, please. Thank you.
Remember that.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Please calm down, please.
So, Arnab, I have 2 points to make. One,
calm down, please. Calm down.
General Naravane has also said not an inch has been lost. They did not get any privilege motion against the Prime Minister. They should have if they felt that there is a breach of privilege. Second, when the opposition says that Rahul Gandhi is not being allowed to speak, the opposition is not allowed to speak. 43 minutes Akhilesh Yadav had spoken.
Okay,
the
last
problem lies here, and I must tell you, Rahul Gandhi's statement on foreign soil, he challenges the sovereignty of India and he says USA and UK should intervene. Second, he says Sikhs in India are not allowed to wear turban.
Yeah.
That itself is false.
Okay, now, gentlemen, I can go longer on this.
Religion. Third,
I have to take...
In Cambridge, he said democracy is dead in India.
I have mentioned
If democracy is dead, how are you a member of parliament?
Let me say...
How do you have elected...
Akhil, now calm down. Ishkaran, where do you see this go? Ishkaran and Patabi.
समाजवादी पार्टी वालों को, और ये समाजवादी पार्टी में खुद थे. He was in समाजवादी पार्टी.
Honestly, Arnab, the sort of issues Rahul Gandhi...
Please.
Arnab, if I can just make one
You are a political analyst, behave like one.
If I can just make 1 point.
You behave
Arnab, the sort of... Arnab, the sort of issues Rahul Gandhi picks up, it's a gift which keeps giving and giving to the BJP.
That's the point.
Epstein was a person meeting with Bill Clinton, meeting with Donald Trump, meeting with Mark Zuckerberg, meeting with Elon Musk, everybody in the world. Who knew what he was doing?
Patabi, your last thoughts. Patabi, point taken.
Arnab, my last comment would be, we don't want people like Rahul Gandhi who have meetings with people like Ilhan Omar, known anti-national, secret meetings with people against India.
And I tell you this, I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. My last word on this is, we had Atal Bihari Vajpayee in the opposition benches once. We had Sushma Swaraj as the leader of the opposition. There was grace and there was content. Somehow, I'm getting a feeling that the opposition is giving away the little space it had with its childish, muddying the waters behavior. We need substance, no more drama. We need a good opposition. We don't have one. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Himanta Biswa Sarma, good evening.
Good evening.
And everyone across the country has watched your press conference yesterday.
Yes.
Now, you see, now that you've done the press conference, you've made some very, very damning allegations against Gaurav Gogoi.
Yes.
Are you doing it? First question, let's have it out of the way. Are you doing this because you're facing a huge test in your political career with the Assam elections coming up, and he's the person Rahul Gandhi is putting up against you?
Arnab, you know Assam. Even I produce a picture of Asim Munir and Gaurav Gogoi. Congress is not going to lose a single vote because whomever the vote, the section of people who vote for Gaurav Gogoi or Rahul Gandhi in Assam, in any case they will vote only Congress. From that press conference, neither I will gain one vote, neither I will lose one vote.
But you have said some amazing things.
Yes.
You said that you think that Gaurav Gogoi visited Pakistan on an invitation from the ISI. You have said he has gone there for specific training, and some specific training was given to him in Pakistan.
Arnab,
these are national security allegations,
yes,
sir.
Yes. Arnab, today.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा और प्योर मसाला।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा और प्योर मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I am absolutely fed up, like you are, I'm sure, with the U-turns of the BCCI and the ICC and cricket politics. And I feel bad, like every citizen of India does, that these people, because they want to make some money over cricket, are ready to compromise the nation. Terrible. Pakistan has taken another magnificent U-turn in its decision to not play, not play, keep changing its mind, ladies and gentlemen. First they say they stand with Bangladesh, then they said we stand with them so much that we don't participate in the World Cup. Then they put Shehbaz Sharif in front and he said we've taken a clear decision not to play cricket with India because we are backing Bangladesh. Listen to what Shehbaz Sharif said.
T20 वर्ल्ड कप जो है उस हवाले से हमने बड़ा वाज़ेह स्टैंड लिया है
कि हम हिंदुस्तान के ख़िलाफ़ जो मैच है वो हम नहीं खेलेंगे, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान ने कहा कि ये खेल का मैदान है, ये सियासत नहीं है। खेल के मैदान में सियासत बिल्कुल नहीं होनी चाहिए। हमने एक बड़ा सोच समझ के हमने स्टैंड लिया है और इस हवाले से हमें बांग्लादेश के साथ पूरी तरह खड़े होना चाहिए।
That's what he said 8 days back. Now he's changed his line 8 days later. Now he's saying that the government of Pakistan is now directing the Pakistan national team to play, to take the field on February 15th for the scheduled fixture against India in the T20 World Cup. Now viewers, my point is, let the Pakistanis do what the hell they want to do, who cares? But what is the BCCI doing? What is the ICC doing? What is Rajiv Shukla doing? What is this paid executive Sanjog Gupta doing? Why are we allowing Pakistan to do the...
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, Hardeep Puri's hard-hitting response to the allegations against him on his name coming up in the Epstein files. And at 9 o'clock tonight, ladies and gentlemen, after that, a face-off over the Hardeep interview and the points that he makes in that chat to me tonight. And at 9 o'clock, the Treasury benches bring in what they call is a substantial motion on Rahul Gandhi. Is he getting into trouble after his childish performance yesterday? Well, this afternoon, I met Union Minister Hardeep Puri in his house, and I had a longish chat with him on the Epstein files. And I thought I'll begin tonight with a view that I have on Hardeep Puri and the Epstein files. Is it really a story? Is there something you can accuse Hardeep Puri of? Has Hardeep Puri done anything wrong? Is Hardeep Puri guilty? Or is this an attempt at just putting the Hardeep Puri, Jeff Epstein name together in some way to embarrass the government in the parliament session? Why did Hardeep Puri go all out in the press conference yesterday? Where does Hardeep Puri stand on the matter? And let me begin by saying one thing, ladies and gentlemen. I have done many interviews, and when I do interviews, even more than what the person is saying, I observe the person's body language, their behavior, how they conduct themselves, how their eyes move, whether their arms are crossed, whether the person is looking nervous, whether the person is putting up an act. So I was observing Hardeep Puri very closely as well when I was interviewing him. And my clear and absolute verdict is this. And I want to start with my verdict and then I'll explain. Hardeep Puri is not guilty. I'm saying this clearly. You may say I'm sticking my neck out. Yes, I am. Hardeep Puri cannot be linked to Epstein in the way the opposition is trying to. To do so is to run a campaign by innuendo. To do so is an attempt to try and indirectly blackmail an individual without substantial proof against him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be absolutely clear about one thing. Hardeep Puri was in New York for many years. For some time as India's ambassador in the United Nations, and even before that as a private citizen. Now the question is this. Has Hardeep Puri denied meeting Jeff Epstein? No. If he had denied, and it was found out that he knew Jeff Epstein, you could charge him as guilty of hiding some evidence. He has not denied meeting Jeff Epstein. He has not denied knowing Jeff Epstein. He has not denied emailing Jeff Epstein. He's saying that I knew him, I networked with him, I tried to coordinate with him to meet certain Silicon Valley individuals like the CEO of LinkedIn. And he says clearly, go into the content of what I have done. I have not denied the emails. Look at the content, look at the context, and find out anything guilty that I can be accused of. Now, viewers, there is a certain murky environment in which you talk about Jeff Epstein today. The charges are terrible. Sexual exploitation, pedophilia, and things like that. Can you, even by the wildest stretch, link Hardeep Puri to that? Absolutely not. What is Hardeep Puri's fault? Hardeep Puri's fault, and I have been through the emails, and I want to let you know that I don't pass judgment just like that. I have no angle in this. I have no interest. Hardeep Puri writes a mail to Jeff Epstein, of which he says there is only one substantive mail. There are many mentions, in which he appears to me to be networking with him. And this is before he was made union minister in the Modi government. He's trying to coordinate a meeting with the chief of LinkedIn. He's pushing the India story in a mail to Jeff Epstein that he writes on 14th November 2014, in which he says, Jeff/Reed, Jeff, I briefed you on my discussions with Reed in Silicon Valley on 3rd October. In the same email, these are the words and this is the push that he is writing about, and you should all read these mails. He says that SoftBank is investing $10 billion in the Indian e-commerce space. He says that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's focus is to revive the Indian economy. He says that there is a lot we are doing to make in India. He says India has 200 million internet users. He says that the digital infrastructure rollout plan is top of the priority list for the Modi government. So what can you accuse? What can you substantially accuse Hardeep Puri of? You can at the most say he's overselling the India pitch. What is wrong with that, I say? What is wrong if a proud Indian is pushing the India case in 2014? The content, therefore, must be specified. You can no longer do innuendo and say, oh, did you know Jeff Epstein? Did you write to Jeff Epstein? Yes. He says, I knew Jeff Epstein. I wrote to Jeff Epstein. And at that point of time, he says, I would like to come across for a chat. Apart from giving you some books to excite an interest in India, give me a shout when you are back. Now, the fact here is you can accuse him of being informal in his tone in his mails with Jeff Epstein. That is the most you can accuse Hardeep Puri of. You cannot accuse Hardeep Puri of any other association with Jeff Epstein that in any form is a moral or cognizable offense. And I am absolutely sure if anybody writes out here, if Mr. Hardeep Puri, if Jeff Epstein emails Lawrence Summers and invites him to his New York house, saying in my Sunday at house, so-and-so may join too if you have any interest, and Hardeep Puri's name comes up there, the question is, where is the exact wrongdoing which can be proven anywhere as far as Hardeep Puri is concerned? Ladies and gentlemen, on a particular day, a person called Leslie Groff writes, good morning, Hardeep. Jeffrey is in New York today and hopes you could see you if you have time to come to his home. And I asked Hardeep Puri, why were you in touch with Jeff Epstein? Now, Hardeep Puri said to me at that point of time, he said very, very clearly that I was in touch with Jeff Epstein because Jeff Epstein was very much a member of New York society. He says he was a very prominent member of New York society. Now, the mistake Hardeep Puri may have made is that by 2008, Jeff Epstein had also he had pleaded guilty to charges of solicitation of prostitution with a minor, and was sentenced to 18 months in a minimum security facility, which means that he had been, drenched in muck, and he had come out. By 2013, 14, 12, 13, 14, Jeff Epstein had managed to put that behind him. he had come out and he had re-established himself in New York society and was a link man to various businesses. What is at the most you can accuse Hardeep Puri of at this time? You can accuse Hardeep Puri of using Jeff Epstein to network with people from Silicon Valley, from the tech world, and hope to use the connection with Jeff Epstein to build an influence circle in American business circles. That is what you can potentially accuse Hardeep Puri of. Can you accuse Hardeep Puri of anything more than that? I challenge anyone to prove it. If they have the proof for that, if they come out and they say, we have the proof that this is the specific wrongdoing that he has done, then they should come public with it. What I disagree with is this nudge-nudge, wink-wink approach, which, in my view, can be described as some sort of soft political blackmail here. For example, Hardeep Puri says that around the last week of November 2025, on the sidelines of Samvidhan Divas, he says Rahul Gandhi came across to me and he said something. He said, your name is in interesting places. Your name is in interesting places. Now, if that was a reference by Rahul Gandhi to his name being in quote-unquote Epstein files, then Rahul Gandhi should share where he had this information from. And if he had this information, and Rahul Gandhi genuinely believes that he has the content to specifically accuse Hardeep Puri of a specific wrongdoing, then that has to be made substantial. Hardeep Puri says that when he made that point, he actually sent a note across to Rahul Gandhi, giving the full facts of the case. So Rahul Gandhi knows the full facts of the case, but has thrown this in just around the time of the parliament session to, as they say, muddy the waters. But ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to my most critical point. We have an ongoing budget session of parliament. Is it the job of the leader of the opposition to simply muddy the waters and get away? This, therefore, becomes the politics of blackmail, the politics of innuendo, which is inappropriate. Now, I shall not say more on this, but my verdict is absolutely clear. I have seen all the emails. I have seen the correspondence. I don't know whether there are further emails or further correspondence. From the emails that I have seen, the most you can accuse Hardeep Puri of is a social association with Jeff Epstein. Nothing more, nothing less. This is my verdict. If there is more information which comes out, I'm willing to see that information. As of now, a social association. Perhaps you can say, Mr. Puri, you should have been a little more discreet in having links with a man who had a bad past. But, ladies and gentlemen, as far as Hardeep Puri, the minister, is concerned, the public figure is concerned, I have found nothing more than that. Rest, beyond this, I request you to see my interview with Hardeep Puri. I want you to judge for yourself whether in the eyes of the man, the words of the man, the body language of the man, the tone and tonality of the man, you find the slightest tinge of guilt. I found a lot of aggression. I found a lot of anger. I could not trace the slightest tinge of guilt. Is my reading right? You judge for yourself. Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, thank you very much for joining me today. We are in the middle of a very, very hot parliament session. We're in the middle of a very volatile parliament session. A lot is being said, a lot is being exchanged, a lot of accusations are being made, privilege motions are being moved up, and you're right there in the middle of the action. You're not a traditional politician. You're a technocrat, bureaucrat.
After 9 years of being a minister, you still don't want to allow me to be called a politician. I don't know what qualifies. Oh, well, yeah, I spent 39 years in the civil service, 4 years with an international think tank, and now here. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying this kind of.
That politicians are believed to have thick skin.
Well,
but you didn't start off being a politician, so I presume.
No, but listen to me. No matter what you do, if you take it seriously, you try and do the best you can. The thickness of your skin is a direct reflection of the kind of people you deal with. Now, when I was a civil servant, I dealt with more benign people. But, you know, as a politician, I have to deal with the honorable leader of the opposition, and dealing with him and the likes of him, you end up developing a thick skin.
In what way?
In what ways? Because my view, Arnab, is that politics, the essence of politics is freedom of speech. The essence of freedom of speech is discourse. And the essence, core of that is participation. Therefore, if you have an issue, you raise it in Parliament, stand there, let somebody else respond to it. But, earlier I used to describe his brand of politics as shoot and scoot. Now it is spit and fly. Now, if he wants to raise an issue, he is never there. I mean, when he's not traveling abroad and even Parliament is in session, sometimes he's traveling abroad when Parliament is in session. Today, the issue is different. If he thinks a foreign government, has a chokehold on us because XYZ, he has to explain it. Now, going and doing a jiu-jitsu grip posture, so-and-so happened, mixing up apples and oranges, etc. I can tell you as a former trade negotiator, I was a trade negotiator in the year of the Lord, 1981. If you talk about trade deals, this is one of the best phases in India's history. We've got 9 deals, one after the other. 27 members of the EU. We've got a trade deal with the United States. And he says India is sold out. Sold out. And sold out why? Farmers not protected, data not protected, this not happened, that not. Arey bhai, explain to karo. Padh to lo kya likha hai? Arnab, this is a framework agreement on an interim agreement. There is still stuff to be negotiated. And he's linking it to something in some file somewhere, something in some file somewhere. Somebody has a friend of yours has a case somewhere. The Prime Minister's mind is not wired to take pressure. I worked with the Prime Minister 9 years. I've been a member of his team, but I've had the privilege of knowing him earlier. And if there is any point of time, post-May 2014, our economy has gone from fragile 10th position to 4th position, going up. And it's shooting up. And he decides to echo somebody's view, it's a dead economy. He decides to say, this is not right. Farmers are against it. Arey bhai, if you are serious about your profession, read what is there. My colleagues who are responsible for trade negotiations said, farmers' interests fully reflected. See what's in the joint statement. Somebody else puts out some sheet and then retracts it today. So all I'm saying is, our parliamentary democracy has 2 kinds of people who dedicate themselves for the Samaj Seva and the transformation of the country, and those who are casual about their work and who provide elements
do I get an impression, right, that the government has sort of been very indulgent with Rahul Gandhi over the last 10 years?
I think in the past, I think we should let him have it now.
You think you've been too indulgent with Rahul Gandhi in the last 10 years, and now it's sort of fraying at the seams?
No, I think Rahul, Arnab, there is, when you talk about the Honourable Leader of Opposition, I choose my words carefully, there are 2 points of views around, and these are not only in the party. One is that it's good to have a leader of opposition like him. Why? Because A, he provides entertainment value, is not able to pursue any issue seriously. He raises an issue and then he goes completely in another direction. So it's one issue today and then he'll raise it for about 6-8 hours, then they will go off the tangent and raise another issue. So there are some people who believe it. I personally believe that a government like ours, which has a mandate which is massive, which is in for Mr. Modi, the Honourable Prime Minister's on his 3rd term, we deserve a responsible opposition so that if there is some act of omission or commission we are committing, we should be able to correct it through constructive criticism. I believe in that. Does Mr. Gandhi, will he grow into that role? I don't think. I think it's late in the day. And the Congress party is imploding. There are people in the Congress party who say, kahan phas gaye? If the guys, by the time he finishes the leadership of the party, they'll be too old to contest election. So there's turmoil there. But as far as I'm concerned, I can only wish him the best of luck.
You're in the line of fire as well.
I'm not in the line of fire. I'll tell you something.
You're in the line of fire over these Epstein files. Now, I think that, Mr. Puri, you and I should have an absolutely open and straight conversation on it. You have said yesterday that there are, in 8 years, there is one substantive email. The opposition and others are saying there are 163 mentions as per the US government's Justice Department dedicated to Epstein, where there are references to you. That's not a small number. You've said you met Jeff Epstein only a few times, but the correspondence and exchanges are established much more. than that. Now, my question to you is, in what capacity were you in touch with Epstein?
Let me correct you. In the 8 years I was in New York, starting May, June 2009 to 2017, there's a total of 4 meetings with the man. In 8 years, 4 meetings. And the number of references there are, maybe repetitions, there one after, if say Arnab, Hardeep Puri, Navika Kumar, Maria, so-and-so. So if you take one, that's their counting. If I say on record that there are not more than 3 or 4 meetings, or to be charitable, I'll say 4. And the email, what am I discussing? There are 2 things about...
Why are you having email exchanges with a dubious man? You have said yesterday that in the 8 years, allow me, there is 1 email I've exchanged with him. And later you said there's only 1 substantive email. Then went on to say there are 1 or 2 others. This clouds the mind of the public. We must be clear. It sounds... The critics will say this is wishy-washy.
For heaven's sake, let me show you the email. I can recite it from my... It's a discussion with Reid Hoffman, who is the founder of LinkedIn. And I'm a private citizen. When I'm put in touch with him and I meet him in Los Angeles, I'm saying that India presents a great opportunity for digital innovation, for internet penetration, for Make in India, Digital India. Epstein is about wrongdoing. Epstein, there are things in the Epstein files which are about criminal wrongdoing, which the FBI is chasing to bring justice to the victims of those things. This has got nothing to do with that. This is about somebody who's a private citizen saying India under Modi presents great opportunities. So please, somebody of your standing, Arnab, read the email. I remember it offhand. I can even tell you, read the email in its entirety. There's nothing about...
How do you assume I have not read it?
Then I'm surprised you asking the question.
No, but may I ask you a follow-up?
Yeah, please.
If it is Reid Hoffman, you are Hardeep Puri, you are India's ambassador to the UN.
No, I'm not. I'm a private citizen at that point of time.
You're a private...
I ceased being India's ambassador in March 2013. This is an exchange of October 2014. 1 year and 6 months later.
You are saying you're pushing Digital India.
Yeah.
How did Epstein know that the Reid Hoffman meeting was scheduled?
I told you...
What was his role in it?
No, I explained that. And let me explain it to you because you have hopefully more following. But I thought others have become very clear on it. I go there as part of a delegation of the Independent Commission on Multilateralism. I'm the Secretary General. A former Prime Minister of Australia is the chair of that. In that meeting, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. He sends an email to POTUS, this is legal counsel. Legal counsel means a lawyer. POTUS is President of the United States. Saying, tell POTUS to come for the high-level climate summit. A lot of important people will be there. Gordon Brown, Prime Minister of UK, President of Mongolia, XYZ. And he says, Hardeep Puri of India. He doesn't know me. He's heard of me because he's met me 1 or 2 times. And he suggests that Reid Hoffman meet me. So he sets up a meeting through somebody, I don't know who it is. I meet Reid Hoffman and I copy him. And what am I telling Reid Hoffman? He's asked me, did you persuade Reid to go to India?
No, he says, and you've been very uncharitable, you just said I have not read the email.
No, I'm glad you're reading it. Then let's read the thing.
Why did you say that I have not read the email?
Because anyone who's read it would know that I'm pushing Digital India, I'm pushing Make in India, and before it is
I know that, but you know I never do interviews without going through this stuff.
No, I know that. That's why I've known you, because you and I went to the same college. You're known for due diligence. That's why you have such a standing.
We were part of the same debating society as well. But my question is, he writes to you on 4th October 2014.
Yeah.
He says, tell him you will organize his trip to India to meet with science and tech people and social networking gurus. My question is, under what authority does Jeff Epstein tell you to organize a meeting for the LinkedIn chief?
Jeff Epstein in 2014 is somebody who's known to everybody. Somebody asked me, didn't you know who he was? No, I didn't know who he was. In 2008, he had some problem in Florida and he served house arrest. But in 2014...
That's my question. In 2008, allow me.
Can I complete this? 2014, when I meet him, he's meeting the whole world. He's meeting heads of state, heads of government. He's meeting prime ministers and president. At that stage, when we found out that there is something wrong with the guy who's more controversial, my first meeting, I had a sense of unease.
What sense of unease?
I'll tell you, when my boss then, Terry Rod Larson, turned around and said, I want to take you and the chairman of the thing and the members of the board members of the board, highly respectable people, to a evening event somewhere. I said, where? You know, he jokingly said, I won't tell you because you'll Google the place and you might not come. So I said, then how will I reach a place if you don't tell me where it is? So he said, Anna, the driver will bring you there. Then I asked Anna, what is the address you're taking us? I don't think she also knew. I Googled the address and I said, I told my other colleagues, should we go? They said, well, you're going as part of a group. And he refers to that. There are a lot of people in that evening. I don't know if it's the same event, but my first meeting was, there is Woody Allen there. There is a prime minister of some ex-prime minister there. There are, Kevin Rudd, his name is mentioned, Prime Minister of Australia. I'm there. After a little while, you sit there, have that, and you come away. Now, in 8 years, you've met this guy 4 times. Yes, he says, meet somebody called Reid Hoffman. Reid Hoffman is a very respectable man. He is the founder of LinkedIn.
Yes.
And I send them a detailed mail saying, please go and invest in or look at India. What are the arguments I use?
No, I know the arguments you are using.
Then
I know the arguments you are using. Mr. Puri, this constant assumption by you that I have come to meet you without reading the emails is absolutely wrong. Because I've seen the arguments, but I still have a follow-up question. Am I allowed to ask the follow-up
You're allowed to ask any question.
Yes.
If after reading the email, you still come back to who Epstein was, I know who Epstein was. I discovered lately and I walked away from that.
I'm not questioning your intent because in that 13th November 2014 email you're writing to Jeff Epstein, CC Reid Hoffman. And you're saying, I briefed you on the discussion with Reid in Silicon Valley. SoftBank investing 10 billion in the Indian e-commerce space. Prime Minister Modi's focus to revive the Indian economy. Make in India. India's 200 million internet users. Digital infrastructure rollout plans. So you're not pushing any personal agenda. You're pushing
personal agenda.
You're pitching Make in India. Now my question to you is only this, and this question you must answer, that why Jeff Epstein? Because.
It's a very simple thing.
Because you are saying that everybody in New York knew him. He was a very prominent member
in
of
2014, they didn't have the kind of doubts. But as the time goes on, a lot of us left the place.
No, but in 2008, he had pleaded guilty to state charges of solicitation of prostitution and solicitation of prostitution with a minor under the age of 18 and was sentenced to 18 months in minimum security facility. So he was drenched
in house arrest. He was on house arrest.
He was drenched in muck.
Yeah, by the way, in 2008, what happened in Florida, if it had been known in New York in 2008 or 9, some of the guys wouldn't have been talking to him. This is my view.
Some of the guys?
People who was meeting...
So you're saying he was very much back and he was active?
No, as far as I'm concerned, when I got to know really who he was or what the other...
were you using him as a bridge to Silicon Valley figures to push the India story?
Not at all. When I retired in 2013, I had plans of, doing something different in life. And in one of those moments, I met Reid Hoffman. But by the way, I was also looking at the solar system, etc. But that's not part of this. It just so happened that this guy was part of the introduction. So that's why I'm sending a message to Reid Hoffman to him. But once we found out who he was, we switched off.
When did you know that?
Well, immediately thereafter. I mean, when, details, there's a rumor mill also which goes around. This is the same guy. You check up who he is. As I said, first meeting also, one was ambushed. I checked up. Later on, by the way, the person who introduced me, Terrier Rod Larson, was sacked by the IPI. And, by the way, there was an exchange between Epstein and Terrier Rod Larson. Epstein refers to me in 2015 and he says two-faced. Arnab, this is important. Two-faced ? And Terrier Rod Larson, who was finally sacked from the IPI, says, if you meet an Indian and a snake, kill the Indian first. And therefore, my standing with both these guys, and that's why, if I were a beneficiary of that, I was not getting anything out of it. I was part of the independent commission, which was a project of the IPI to see if the UN was...
So Terrier Lord Larson, what was he fuming about India on December 25th, 2015, within an email thread involving Jeff Epstein, with whom you had scheduled meetings and coffee conversation? Terrier Lord Larson says, have you heard the saying, when you meet an Indian and a snake, kill the Indian first?
Yeah.
This remark appears in an email chain that includes correspondence about you earlier in 2015 regarding meeting and coffee conversation. What was the immediate context of the remark? What discussion, disagreement, or subject involving India as an Indian individual?
I'll tell you something. The fact that I was referred to as two-faced by a man like Epstein, which clearly I found out later when these emails came. It was a great sense of reassurance to me.
Why?
Because I had a dislike for the guy.
You had a dislike?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he is a international figure. First time I met him, I went part of a delegation. Second time, whatever it is, he is boasting that he knows me. But after a while, when you find out that the guy was involved in something in the past, it's very difficult to ask. 2008, this happened. Yeah, I went in 2009. I had nothing to do in 2008 there. In 2009, I had no clue to who Epstein was till 2013. But look, I don't need to defend myself on this. Because even the strongest allegation is not saying that this is part of some sex or other operation. Why were you in touch with him? Yeah, Arnab, I'm 73 years old. I have been in touch with terrorists. I have been in touch with all kinds of people. That's all professional, this thing. As a young first secretary, I was sent to Jaffna.
Which terrorist? Which terrorist?
Velupale Prabhakaran. I was the one sent to bring him to India. Does that make me a terrorist? I was the one who went and had secret contacts with Prabhakaran and Jaffna. Look, this is part of one's professional thing. You have interviewed a lot of interesting people in the world. Nobody, I think, dares ask you the question, why did you interview that guy? He has a shady reputation. My God, the more the shadier the reputation, the more fun an interview can be. But today, my context here is not what that guy is associated with me. My context is I'm pushing the India story, for heaven's sake. And I'm smelling of roses on that.
Are you feeling vulnerable?
Not at all. I'm enjoying myself.
You see the opposition is going to go after you. I get a feeling from the kind of messages exchanges. They're having a good time. They're going to take every email of yours, put tweets out on it. How are you going to fight this? Because can I ask you very frankly? Yesterday, Rahul Gandhi said there is this businessman, Anil Ambani. Why is he not in jail? I would like to ask Hardeep Puri.
Ask Hardeep Puri, but Hardeep Puri, not about Anil Ambani.
I know who introduced him, and Hardeep Puri knows who introduced him. Who introduced him?
Terry Rod Larson, who was the president of the IPI. I was in a project of the IPI.
So what is?
No, let me tell.
Are you in the line? I mean, do you see the opposition would want a scalp?
Oh, come on. I am smelling of roses and the opposition knows it.
How are you going to fight this, Hardeep Puri?
There is nothing to fight here. If I am saying I am peddling India, I wear that as a badge of honor. And by the way, the question, Rahul Gandhi said, who introduced him? Then that shrieking Jain, Supriya Srinath and Pawan Khera asked who introduced. I said, Terry Rod Larson introduced. That is all. That is all there is. And I have never denied that I met somebody. I provided you the context. Am I vulnerable? No, I've never felt better.
Mahua Moitra publicly posted an email about how J.F. Epstein asked for a visa for his assistant to attend a wedding in India, and you wrote to Pramod, I think Ambassador retired Pramod Brajaj, confirming assistance and outlining the formal application route. Now, can you clarify what happened? Now, Mahua Moitra says you called her and asked her to delete the tweet containing this message, and that you told her that if people come after me now, he won't be able to help it, unquote. Did you make such a call?
Let me first of all separate the two things. One is the visa request.
Yes.
A visa request comes to somebody who has served as India's ambassador.
Yes.
The Indian ambassador replies, put them in touch with, I have nothing to do with visa, I'm a retired ambassador. And that guy says, apply online. What can be more straightforward than that? You are told that somebody says, can you help me with a visa? He said, this is the procedure online, you apply and you get the visa or you'll be rejected. That's all. That's nothing. Insofar as Mahua Moitra is concerned, I've had the dubious distinction of knowing her for a long time. I don't want to use words which are unparliamentary. She's a serving member. She is not just economical with the truth. She's also inventive. All I asked her was, you use the word pimp. Pimp has sexual connotation. That I was pimping for the Prime Minister. Okay? I asked her, have you read the...
She used that word?
She used that word in a tweet. That's why I said. And Arnab, I called her just to ask her, since I knew her well, have you read the tweet? Have you read the email? Have you read it? And she was going on and on. Sir. I said, don't sir me, I have a name. If you've read it, all I'm saying, is, I am disappointed. That was my exchange with her. About people coming after her or coming after me, listen, there is something very obvious. Mahua Moitra is in the line of fire on 101 things. Yesterday, somebody in the BJP made some tweet on her. You know, she appeared before the ethics committee because, you know, all MPs have a handle, you know, which they give for asking parliament questions. And she said nobody in our staff speaks English. So she gave the handle to somebody else who was asking questions. And that guy was asking questions which are on the business interests of that man. So please, I don't want to get into it. She's got enough to handle on her own. As far as I'm concerned, things like Mahua Moitra calling me XYZ, I also wear as a badge of honor because my life is an open book, 39 years in the Foreign Service. When I went to New York, we won the Security Council election with a record, 183 out of 186 seats, okay, votes we got. My rest of it is also there, whether I was in the X ministry, Y ministry, I did 7 years of housing and urban affairs, I've done civil aviation. My record is an open book. And as far as Mahua Moitra is concerned, he will be dealt with by the party. She abuses, she has abusive 6 tweets every day. I don't, she's...
You are clearly now, whether it is because of your ability, your position or your importance in the Modi government, you are in the middle of what you call innuendo politics or smear campaign, and whatever I see, targeting is happening. Why don't you take some legal action? You see, I am curious about this. Why don't you take some legal action against your political opponents in what they are saying? Isn't it advisable for you to do that? First question. Second, simply, does the government, does the Prime Minister have your back? You have the full support of the Prime Minister and the government in this because you're being targeted, Mr. Puri, and you're not a private citizen anymore. You are a very important union.
What am I targeted for? For advocating India's cause?
Whatever you're being targeted for.
No. Let's be very clear. I'm not a private citizen. I don't do anything on my own.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. So if I do something, I do it with full responsibility. Secondly, what about legal this thing? You know, when I was in the service, I was known as the most litigious so-and-so. I won't use that word because it was a polite term. You know, I won a defamation case against somebody in the UK. That person also ended up putting to, he's misogynist, he doesn't like women. So somebody reminded her, you ended up issuing an apology. You ended up posting the apology. You ended up paying £20,000 in cost to his lawyers. Immediately.
Where is the litigation, Hardeep Puri now? Why is he taking it on the chin?
You see what
why is he not fighting back legally?
Hold on. You saw what happened to Mr. Saket Gokhale? 50 lakhs in damages he has to pay, unconditional apology. Although it's against my wife, but it was aimed at me. He told everybody...
Why don't you go litigations against Rahul Gandhi and Mahua Moitra?
What about Rahul Gandhi? What did he say in Parliament? All he said was, who introduced Hardeep Puri? Listen to me.
But if they cross the line beyond...
No, I'm waiting. There's an expression in the English language I use somewhere. Come into my parlor, said the... Kya hota hai? What is, tell me.
Said the spider to the fly.
To the spider to the fly. So come, we'll see. I mean, all...
What do you mean come, we'll see?
Come, let's have some fun.
What fun?
No, let them come up once over, calling me a pimp, etc. Whether I want to take legal action or I want to tell her what that word means in the context of others' activities, I'm not even naming her. Let's have some fun.
You're willing to hit back, you're saying?
Okay.
Are you held back by your position?
Not at all. I feel supremely free. And I'll tell you something. I never do anything if I'm not sure about myself. And facing the most fierce interlocutor on television on a day like this, a lot of people say, don't give interview. I said, why not? I said, they'll bring up the Epstein file. I said, I want more and more Epstein files to be aired. I want it to be in the public domain. When they read as R-E-I-D or read R-E-A-D, when they read what I wrote to read, on which this so-and-so is copied, they'll say, in the midst of all that storm, there is one guy standing up for India. I was talking about Digital India, Make in India, at least 8 months before it was launched. I am having this discussion in 2014. Most of these missions, Digital India and all, are launched in 2015.
You're saying you're not going to be blackmailed on this issue?
Blackmail kya karega yaar? Come, as I said.
Is Rahul Gandhi blackmailing? Has he spoken to you personally? Have you had a off record, any discussion in the corridors of Parliament or anything? Can you tell me about it? Tell me about
Get to know Rahul Gandhi. He walked up to me on 26th November.
Okay.
On Samvidhan Divas.
Okay.
He came up to me and winked.
Winked?
Winked. One, I don't know, left eye, right eye. I'm just trying to stay where he was. Then when he winked the second time, I smiled. I asked him, name is come in interesting places.
Name is?
Your name is in interesting places.
Rahul Gandhi said that to you?
So I said, would you like to know what the context is? I said, you want me to send you a note? He said, So I sent him a note. Exactly what I said in the press conference.
You sent him a note?
I sent exactly what I said in the press conference. So today, I was sitting in Parliament when in the Rajya Sabha, I had a dear friend who's also a colleague who said, Ki aapne acha, you said something in Hindi which I can't repeat here. You had great fun yesterday in the press conference. Then I told him, I said, I'd even actually sent him a note. I could have spared him because I wanted to spare him making a ass of himself. He said, but do you know something? And this is a guy who had been in the Congress party. He said, do you know something? I said, no. He said, never reads. So what happens is, if he's going into something, somebody tells him, you remember, did you see that interview on why a motorcycle weighs 150 kilograms and why a...
Speech, unfortunately. It was a speech, unfortunately.
Well, it's not a statement.
About a motorcycle.
A motorcycle and car weight. I mean, if somebody... I've always maintained...
But I'm finding it very interesting that on the 25th or 26th of November, on Samvidhan Divas, he winks at you and says your name is in interesting places. And then he talks about this in February in the budget session.
Because he hasn't read the note.
No, but doesn't it mean this is some form of a political blackmail that he did on you?
No blackmail. What did he blackmail me for, yaar? I mean, listen, my life is an open chapter. I love guys who come at me. I've told you, I had a reputation of being litigious. Whether it's Saket, Gokhale, my wife, because he said, you have some property somewhere. I said, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Second issue, look, even when I was a very young joint secretary, somebody said that, there had been India was having secret nuclear talks and the thing leaked out. And somebody tried to suggest that I was the source of the leak, and somebody called me something. I got a apology caption in a front page in a newspaper. Now, let me tell you, yes, when the time comes, first of all, blackmail is a very tough word. Blackmail means if you have got something on me, as I said, what here is in the open. Where's the blackmail? There may be scope the other way around. You understand what I'm saying? In political life, you put politics of innuendo works up to a point. Politics of coercion works up to a point. But we are in a democracy.
But you said you began by saying, and I'll take 5 more minutes, you began by saying that I think we have been too indulgent.
With whom?
With Rahul Gandhi so far. I think he should get it back. What did you mean by that?
I meant that there are 2 points of view. One is that if you've got somebody who in the process of his work displays elements of buffoonery, then you should take the entertainment value and the fact that you don't have a more serious guy. I don't know about that. I personally used to take Mr. Rahul Gandhi quite seriously. I said, while he's a late bloomer, he started late, his own education pattern, etc. But he's got, mother, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and he means well, I used to think. But after he calls India a dead economy, and when it's growing at 8.2% in that quarter, when he tears up an ordinance in 2013, now when all these incidents come together in my mind, I genuinely believe that he needs help. Now that help can be provided either by my side or it can be provided by his party.
3 more questions. I asked you whether the Prime Minister is backing you fully. Have you spoken to the Prime Minister?
Well, to the extent I can say, I am fully backed, yes.
You're fully backed?
Fully backed.
That makes you feel stronger?
No, what's wrong? There's nothing. For peddling India's case on digital innovation dunia, I need somebody's permission. And that time I was a private citizen. What is the issue? What is the issue? I was saying...
Anything is an issue these days. Naravne is an issue. Naravne's unpublished book is an issue. Shoot and scoot is an issue. Anything is an issue.
He also had, by the way, a copy of the Constitution around with cellophane covers. So I have a lot of friends in the Congress who come and gossip with me. So I told them, give me a copy. So I took the cellophane cover off. And it was an edition, I think 6th or 7th. The preface was a round criticism of the, of the curtailment of civil liberties in June 75, the emergency. And that's the copy he's waving around. So here is a guy who really needs help. So I think I wish him the best of luck. I really have to now leave because
I take one more question.
Well, final question.
One more question. Well, I'm not going to answer to this. This is completely off the issue.
Yeah.
But you're the petroleum minister. So have we really decided not to take a drop of Russian oil?
Well, look, let me first tell you.
Yeah.
Purchases of oil is a complicated business. Okay.
You're going to avoid my question.
No, I'm not going to avoid you. When I want you to do a separate interview with me whenever you like.
But
let me look.
Because if I don't ask you this question, all the viewers watch, everyone watching. They're going to say you met Hardeep Puri and didn't ask the question.
Our companies buy from a variety of sources. They used to buy from 27 countries. Now they buy from 42 countries. They float tenders at the point of importation. Say we need, by the way, Arnab, there are 350 grades of crude. 350 grades of crude. And you will so float a tender at, say, Western this thing that I want heavy crude.
Trump has given an executive order saying we are going to watch how much Russian oil is being
I think we'll need to have a separate one on this.
But just say, are we buying Russian oil or not? Please promise not to.
No, please listen to what the Foreign Secretary has said to the Standing Committee. And on this issue, you and I must have a separate one so that you can regale your readers with, or your viewers, or you're not a viewers. So let's have a separate discussion on that. Meanwhile, look at what's in the joint statement. And all I say, we are committed to the trilemma. We are committed to availability, affordability,
order of Donald Trump, he says,
and sustainability.
He's in the executive order on 6th of February, a day before specifics deal is released. Is this interim deal incumbent on India pulling back purchases of Russian oil or Russian gas? I mean, what is
Did you know in 2002, 2022, when the Russia-Ukraine war started, we were buying 0.2%. It went up, now it's some down. So let's have this discussion separately. Okay. We are going to be in a situation...
You're committed to speaking to me on this?
Of course I shall give you. I shall give you an extended interview when we have time for that. Just now you are distracted. No, I don't have time.
I'm not distracted.
We are distracted with Rahul Gandhi, with Reid Hoffman, and so on. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hardeep Puri ji. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Judgment time. I began by saying nothing could be found. Rohan Gupta and Nikhil Jain, welcome. It's a 1 versus 1, short one. Rohan Gupta, do you think that helped Hardeep Puri, the detail that he went into in that interview? Did it help or complicate things for him?
See, Arnab, I think coming for interview with you is not an easy job. And in past, one leader tried to, brighten his political future. And we have seen what has happened after that. Because you are very candid. You don't take, any this and that. So obviously, when he came for interview with you, he was very clear in his mind. Whatever the questions were there, they were answered point blank. There was no hanky-panky. So I think that's why he came to have interview with you. Another thing. If you talk about Epstein's file, coming name in Epstein file, I am just opening the official website and you can see Rahul Gandhi's name coming for 4 to 5 times, right? So I don't know what Congress party is
Rahul Gandhi's name in Epstein files?
Yes, it is there. 5 references are there in archive files, and it is clear.
What are the references, Mr. Gupta?
What are the
Can you please read out the references? Do you realize that Mr. Puri was directly talking to
Nikhil, one minute. What are the references, Rohan?
It was depressing to see. It was profoundly distant to hacks raising slogans after their defeat in favor of Priyanka Gandhi, sister of Rahul Gandhi, the man who has his son Rahul Gandhi represents the family narrative. He has nothing on his curriculum vitae that is not a family inheritance. So there is a reference. I am saying this is that I'm opening the official.
How incriminating?
Reference to them.
How incriminating, Mr. Gupta? That shows Rahul Gandhi is such a bad life.
No. See, the thing is now.
Jeffrey Epstein doesn't think much of Rahul Gandhi.
The BJP spokesperson is claiming that there is a reference to Rahul Gandhi in the Epstein files. Now the point is, Nikhil, see, having your name in Epstein files and committing a wrong are two different things. You guys have messed it up.
Absolutely.
And there is no wrong that you've been able to prove. Not one. This is going to boomerang.
Arnab, somebody's name being referenced in the Epstein file, somebody talking to Epstein, and there being evidence of somebody engaging in those nefarious sexual activities. Those are 3 different things.
No, 1 minute.
Rahul Gandhi is being talked about. Mr. Puri is talking to Jeffrey Epstein. And what does he write in December 2014? please let me know when you're back from your exotic island. Now, Arnab, neither you nor I nor Mr. Gupta nor your viewers are dumb enough to think that he doesn't know what's going on that island.
No, has he been on that island? One minute. Just 1 minute. Question number one. Has Hardeep Puri been on an island? No. Do you have proof that Hardeep Puri has been on that island? No. Do you have proof that Hardeep Puri has done anything wrong? No. Anything nefarious? No. But you are doing plain and simple speculation, so it's going to boomerang.
No. I'm sorry, it's not plain and simple speculation. In 2008, Jeffrey Epstein was convicted for soliciting sexual favors from an underage girl, from a minor. So it's not just a sexual misdemeanor, it's out and out statutory rape.
No, but 1 minute. That is a Jeffrey Epstein. 1 minute. Just 1 point.
Of human trafficking.
1 minute. 1 minute. See, you have not. See, I've got very granular on this. Nikhil, thank you. I have limited time. I will get Rohan to respond to this point. See, Rohan, they are saying that it does not matter that there is nothing specifically found against him. It doesn't matter that he has not been found specifically guilty of any impropriety. It doesn't matter that he has not done anything wrong. The very fact that he has been in touch with Jeffrey Epstein on an official email to help organize a meeting with the LinkedIn boss and Silicon Valley figures, in his view, is itself a crime. I want your response on that.
See, Arnab, I think if anybody watches your
exotic island that is being talked about.
Rohan.
Nikhil.
Arnab, what about the exotic island? No, Arnab,
just let me complete.
No, what about the exotic island? Has Hardeep Puri been on any exotic island? No. What are you talking about?
What are you talking
Rohan, please. Rohan louder. Calm down, Rohan.
When in 2011 there were public charges.
Nikhil down. Rohan louder.
Anybody who watched your interview, he answered this question that I was not on any official post at that point of time, and I was a private citizen. I went on particular mission, and then part of that mission, I got to introduce him. And after when I came to know, immediately I stopped communication. I think he was very candid. I don't have to say anything. Anybody who has watched your interview, all the questions are very, very clear. But you just have to make political allegations like dead economy, that Bharat Mata ko बेच दिया, तो इसका तो कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है भाई साहब. आपको कोई convince आपको होना ही नहीं तो convince करेगा कौन? If anybody has watched this interview, they won't have even an iota of doubt, because this gentleman had courage to face Arnab Goswami at prime time and give all the candid answers whatever possible. He even told that he has given the note to Rahul Gandhi before this incident happens in November on Samvidhan.
He said that louder.
Rahul Gandhi raises the issue.
No.
What is this?
Rohan,
I'll have to close now. I'll have to close. I give the complete benefit to Hardeep Puri on this. See, Nikhil, see, if Rahul Gandhi had anything specific, as Rohan says, then why did he do this nudge, wink on the outside of parliament?
Yes.
If you have a proof against someone, prove it. ये blackmail करने की कोशिश मत करो. Thank you very much. No more blackmail, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some people think Rahul Gandhi's conduct makes him unfit to be a parliamentarian, and why the BJP is demanding a lifetime ban on him. Is that excessive? When we are back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला. सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना. लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है. यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां.
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड. आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
MDH
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
Himanto Biswa Sarma, good evening.
Good evening.
And everyone across the country's watched your press conference yesterday.
Yes.
Now, you see, now that you've done the press conference, you've made some very, very damning allegations against Gaurav Gogoi.
Yes.
Are you doing it? First question, let's have it out of the way. Are you doing this because you're facing a huge test in your
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा।
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
I am absolutely fed up, like you are, I'm sure, with the U-turns of the BCCI and the ICC and cricket politics. And I feel bad, like every citizen of India does, that these people, because they want to make some money over cricket, are ready to compromise the nation. Terrible. Pakistan has taken another magnificent U-turn in its decision to not play, not play, keep changing its mind, ladies and gentlemen. First they say they stand with Bangladesh, then they said we stand with them so much that we don't participate in the World Cup. Then they put Shehbaz Sharif in front and he said we've taken a clear decision not to play cricket with India because we are backing Bangladesh. Listen to what Shehbaz Sharif said.
T20 वर्ल्ड कप जो है उस हवाले से हमने बड़ा वाज़ेह स्टैंड लिया है कि हम हिंदुस्तान के ख़िलाफ़ जो मैच है वो हम नहीं खेलेंगे, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान ने कहा कि ये खेल का मैदान है, ये सियासत नहीं है। खेल के मैदान में सियासत बिल्कुल नहीं होनी चाहिए। हमने एक बड़ा सोच समझ के हमने स्टैंड लिया है और इस हवाले से हमें बांग्लादेश के साथ पूरी तरह खड़े होना चाहिए।
That's what he said 8 days back. Now he's changed his line 8 days later. Now he's saying that the government of Pakistan is now directing the Pakistan national team to play, to take the
Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Given some of the childish stunts, and that is perhaps the most underplayed way of referring to it of Rahul Gandhi, given the childish, immature, sometimes malicious, unthinking, unpredictable, irrational, duplicitous stunts of Rahul Gandhi of late, especially in this session of Parliament and in the build-up to that. Some people believe that the notice by a BJP member of Parliament for a substantive motion against Rahul Gandhi, which has been given by BJP MP Nishikant Dubey, is a good thing. I'm not giving my view on that, but it can theoretically lead to Rahul Gandhi's expulsion from Parliament by a majority vote. What does Nishikant Dubey want? He wants an inquiry by a parliamentary panel into Rahul Gandhi's quote-unquote continual misdeeds for destabilizing the country. And he says, given all of this, that he is trying to create a thuggery gang to destabilize India. He should be expelled from elections for the rest of his life. In his notice, Dubey has accused Rahul Gandhi of being a major constituent in the thuggery gang to destabilize India from within. And he has said that this book-related claim that was made by Gandhi with an quote-unquote ulterior motive, he's referring to the Naravane controversy, ulterior motive to defame the Indian army vis-a-vis the Ministry of Defense, along with shamefully involving the Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, more importantly, and now we are going into detail, Nishikant Dubey, the Member of Parliament, mentions in the notice, and he's going to have to prove this, so this is getting extremely serious about Rahul Gandhi, that Rahul Gandhi has engaged with the Soros Foundation, one,